Hello Learning Birds, this is Mr. Buffington, and today we are going to look at a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, and we're going to mainly look inside the Home tab in the Numbers section. So we're going to look at different numbers. To do that, I created a spreadsheet that has grades, tuition, and a due date. I should change that, due date. So let's go ahead and take a look. Grades. Written as a percent, you can write it as a decimal 0.78, but we can also quickly shift this to being percents. If we wanted the look of this column to be all in percents, you can do that by clicking on this percent symbol, or you can change it inside here to a percent symbol. Either way would be fine. Notice when you do that at first, it sets it up to have 2 decimal places. You can adjust the number of decimal places using these 2 buttons here. This one here will give you more zeros, and this one here will give you less zeros, down to however many decimal places you prefer. The standard is to have 2, but you can get rid of those if you don't want them. In our next column, we have tuition. Tuition would be a cost, like the cost for going to school or something along those lines. This person maybe has a half scholarship or something. So the amount of money that's due is in that column. So this is money or currency. So there is kind of this nice column here where we can select the type of currency, or you can just click on the dollar symbol and it'll automatically do whatever your country your Excel spreadsheet is set to, the default country. So I'm in America, so it'll be dollars. If I were in England, it would be set to being pounds or euros, or wherever you are, it'll have a default setting. Or you can also select inside of here currency. All right, and so when you select currency, notice it shifts the dollar sign over to there, but basically it's going to be the same thing. The difference is accounting and currency, they like to line up the decimals and have the dollar signs over there. For the accounting, when it's currency, they'll just shift the dollar sign there. It's a preference thing. Whatever you want to do is fine. I'm just going to leave it like that for now. The next column is the due date. So if Jim had a grade of 78%, his tuition's that, what date is it due? So let's say it's due June 15th. I could write June 15th in here, and that it automatically changed it to being a date. Actually, I might have already had it set as a date. There you go. But if it's written out June 15th, it's going to leave it as general. So this cell is June 15th. June 15th. It doesn't really recognize it as anything different. It's just going to call it June 15th. All right? But if you want a date that you can sort, you can put them in order according to date and stuff like that, then what you'll want to do is make sure that these cells are recognized not as a general text, but as a date. All right, so there are 2 different types of dates. There's the short date and the long date, and I'll show you what each one looks like. A short date is if I were to put in month, day, year, June 15th, 2015. Now when I shift down, it's going to change it into having these forward slashes. All right? And that's fine. That's just the general format that they're going to put in there. So that is the format for this date. If I want to fill down, like put in that date all the way along there, I can press Control D, and it fills in that same date for all of them. Now, if I want to know more specifically about that date, I can go in and say long date. I want to do it for all of them. If I say long date, you can see here what it's going to do. It's going to change it to Monday, June 15th, 2015. So if you want to have it fully written out like that, that's fine. Or if you just want to have the short date written out this way. Either way, if you have different dates, you can, if you have a filter or a sort feature that you're doing over here, you can actually sort according to the dates if they're written in this way. If you just write it out as June 15th, it'll do a filter or a sort based on alphabetical whereas this way it will actually recognize those dates. So that's a good thing to have there. So you can have dates in here. You can have dollars, you can have percents. Different formats that you can have the numbers in are all listed in here. You can have scientific notation, fractions, all sorts of different formats for numbers that are listed in there. So I hope that that short lesson on date, percent, number formats inside the number section of the Home tab has been helpful for you. Have a wonderful day.